Hello everyone and welcome to DS Podcast, and we've got a very, very special, actually not a special video, could even say mysterious video. You could even say magical video. What? And that is because I've got the one and only, named by himself, Magic Mark is here with me.
Hey everyone, hey, how's it going?
And we brought him on for the looks and the magic and everything about it. Now, Mark is one of my very closest friends. I love this guy absolutely dearly. We met when we were Butlins as Redcoats.
Back in the day,
Back in the day. And still what I love about you, Mark, is that what made you so special, I think, was we'd all be in the tea room, like this is our like staff area together.
Yeah.
And we'd all be chilling, and sometimes there'd be just like silence. And then Mark would just...
I know exactly where this is going. Go on, bitch.
And then Mark would just come out with just something like, cheese is nice. Or you just hear cards going...
Constantly shuffling.
Just shuffling cards. And this is going to sound really weird as well, but we always talk about Mark's magic balls as well.
Context.
There is context to it. What are they called?
They're called contact juggling balls.
This looks a bit weird. I don't know why I'm doing
that doesn't help.
It doesn't.
If you've ever seen the film Labyrinth with David Bowie, it's basically like a clear acrylic ball. I make it look like it's floating and stuff. There's no way you can.
We should have bought them for the occasion.
I think I actually have one with me. I think. So go grab it.
Go grab it, because it was. We have to put this into context with Mark's magic balls. It definitely needs explanation.
Yeah, got it.
He's got them.
Yeah. Just one.
Just the one. Oh, here we go.
That's a big one.
This is where people are going to realise that we're not just talking rubbish.
No, it's like legit.
Here it is. Go on. This is where we're going to showcase. That's it.
Yeah, look at that. It's like an acrylic ball.
Yeah.
And you do this with it.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Whoa.
Of course, hands-free mode where it is like that.
What? No way. Stephen Mulhern, watch out. This is the guy. So this is what Mark, we'd always sit there and go, oh, look, Mark's got his balls out again.
Every time. And this is the bag for the balls, so you can call this my ball bag. So whenever I used to go like PRing as Reds before we got in the backstage area, I'd be like, oh, hang on, I've got to get my ball bag. And everyone was like, what? And then I take this out, they're like...
See, this is what I'm talking about with this guy, he's amazing. You can stay doing that with the whole thing if you want. But it's great to have you on, Mark. It's
great to be here.
Fantastic to have you on. I've been wanting to get you on ever since the idea of a podcast came into my head.
Oh, happy to help.
Because this guy's got so much knowledge, so much intelligence, so much talent. You're a nice guy, humble, and you're a great guy. We want to talk to you a bit about your career.
Okay.
How you got into things. I know you also do your gym as well, so we wanted to talk a bit about that. Sure. And then talk about your magic. And then we are going to see, not just Mark with his ball, we're going to see Mark do some really, really cool magic as well in this video as well. We're going to do one live, and then he's going to put a little bit of an edit into the video.
Absolutely.
Of some magic that he does, because it's incredible. The stuff that... You are one of the hardest workers I've ever met. Like, this guy, honestly, like when there's time, like when we rehearsals for shows we were doing, we'd have breaks, and most people go, oh gosh, sit down, water, on my phone, checking Snapchat, sitting Facebook. This guy would always have a pack of cards in his hand and learning a new trick. But like, it's so commendable. I mean, we'll talk about magic in a bit later, but I want to talk about your career.
Okay.
So in entertainment and what we do, how did you get into that career? What was the starting point for you?
Going way back to the start of everything. When I was a kid, I'm sure that maybe you did something similar. I used to try and reenact things I'd seen on TV, like cartoon series and things. I just quote them all the time and just try and pretend to be that character. And I go out into the garden with a stick and pretend it's a sword and really get lost in that imaginary world. And then I used to start trying to draw comics and things as well. And I met a friend when I got to school who suggested I join a local youth theatre, the Chichester Festival Youth Theatre. And I was very fortunate. I put my name forward and got chosen because it's like a random process. It's like almost like picking a name out of a hat type of thing. And I very fortunately got in on my first try. So I got involved in as many productions with them as I could from 2005 to like 2009, that kind of time. And I was mostly the musical theatre shows. So I was doing some dancing, some singing stuff, and playing various different characters. It was great.
Love that.
And it wasn't really until that kind of time that I seriously considered doing performing as a career. For a while, it was just kind of something that was fun.
It always starts as a hobby, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then it becomes...
I toyed around with other things like, do I want to go down becoming a comic book artist, or do I want to go down at one point becoming a vet?
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, because I like animals, but that wasn't really for me. In the end, I just felt that draw to performing in the entertainment world. And then when I got a bit older, I got the opportunity to audition for East 15 Acting School.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I auditioned. It's my first choice. I got in. Best 3 years of my life. Really hard, really tough work, but would not have changed that for the world. It was so good. Met some really great people, and that's why I got into magic.
Was it acting and or musical theatre? Because I know you do like singing and dancing as well.
Sure, but this course was acting and stage combat.
Got it. Amazing.
So I remember
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So when I used to text my friends from college that we just kind of split up, we'd gone our own separate ways. They were going to university to study something like English or something like that. They would check in on me and I check on them, and they go, "Oh, so how's the course been so far?" And they go, "Oh, something like, I've just rocked into a lecture at 8:30. I've been sitting here for hours, just having someone drone at me while I read a book. It's interesting, but also really mind-numbing at the same time. What's your day been like, Mark?" Got into a studio at 9 a.m. and picked up a broadsword.
Do you know what? I did stage combat a bit when I was at uni, and it's hard. Do you know what? It is hard. It's to pick up, because it's like a dance routine, but it's not. And like, you've got to have steps in the right place, and people just think when you watch these actors on the screen, they're just, it's nothing like that at all.
Swashbuckling is kind of what you see in like Robin Hood films. That's a slightly different style of stage combat than what you see on stage, where it's a lot more focused, I suppose. And there's so much consideration for distance, for obviously safety reasons. And there's different disciplines for different weapons, etc. So we did things like unarmed combat, firearms, military saber, rapier and dagger, hand and half broadsword, sword and shield. I think that's dagger stuff as well. Just normal knives. That was fun.
It's fantastic. It is good fun as well. It's hard work. So you talked a bit about, like, obviously you do dance and singing as well. Did you get into that later, or was that something that you knew you could do but never showcased until a bit more later on?
I didn't really think about it, to be honest with you. I wanted to focus solely on acting and stage combat, because I came from a martial arts background as well.
Cool.
So I had my black belt in karate, so I thought, hey, why not try and fuse acting with martial arts to go down a stage combat course? And we did, when we were at East 15, there was some dance training that was there and some singing training, but I didn't really think of it too much as something that I wanted to really narrow down on. I want to be as good as I can at it, but I wanted to focus more on stage combat and acting.
Of course.
And there was the dance class for things like ballet, foxtrots, waltz, that type of thing. And singing, we did some vocal work for accents and did some basic kind of vocal training. And again, it was just something that I just kind of did. Of course. And I put my effort into it, but it wasn't where my heart was. But funny enough, when I departed from East 15, did some other bits, then joined Butlins, that's kind of when I felt more of an interest in doing specifically musical theatre stuff. Because it's just, I see people do it and it looks so fun. I think getting an opportunity to actually do it. Maybe go, actually, this is right, I kind of like this. So I wanted to work on my singing ability and my dance ability. So I used to have a vocal coach who I used to have sessions with to help improve my voice. And whenever Butlins were doing dance workshops, I'd put myself in there just to do what I could to improve.
You were at Butlins for a long time as well, so like you must have learnt like a load of stuff there as well. Because I personally, in the years I was there as well, pick up so much skills and like the contacts you make as well. I mean,
for sure.
I mean, we've both worked on Stephen Mulholland's show. I mean, I bet that was a moment, like it was like wow, like to work, especially for a magician like yourself.
It was
to work with him. I bet that was amazing.
It was such a great opportunity to meet with him and work with him. He's a really nice guy as
well.
he's
a top bloke, really nice guy.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. And my little claim to fame is that when I first worked with Stephen Mulholland, he found out I was a magician, and I remember us sitting at this table just away from everybody, had my close-up mat out, I was doing card tricks, and he was like, "Oh, can I borrow your deck?" And he showed me a trick, and it was just beautifully done. He's known for like big stage illusions.
Yeah.
But I think give him a deck of cards.
He's amazing.
Do some close-up stuff. He's lethal with it. And then I showed him a trick, and he didn't know how it was done.
Wow.
My little claim to fame.
Oh, go on, Marky boy! Trick Stephen Mulhern.
Little claim to fame.
Unbelievable!
See what you did there?
Yeah. But that's amazing. We're going to talk about your magic as well in a minute. But we also do a lot of your gym stuff as well, which I think is really important, because I think when you talk to people in the industry that we're in, it's not the case of it sometimes is, but it's not the case of job to job to job to job to job. Sometimes you have those jobs in the middle where you have to go, I have to go and do, we call them our muggle job, Muggle jobs. And you have to, there's magic as well, see?
We're sorry, magical references for the... We should take a sip of water every single time we get like a magical reference into the show at some point. Cheers.
But you talk about, I know you do your gym stuff as well. Is it quite nice to have that in the background for you as a backup as well? Like going to a job that you still enjoy as well when you're going between jobs as well?
That's what it was. It was when I had an interest in fitness anyway, because my best friend, we started training together. He's a big guy. And he's kind of gave me the bug to start training, but I didn't at the time think it was something that I could do as a career, or a possible side career. And then I kind of thought, it kind of makes sense. I'm starting to like fitness a little bit more, and I want to pursue the acting route, and there's going to be downtime between auditions and things, so it makes sense to have a job which is flexible enough, but still something I'm kind of interested in. So just before COVID struck, I started on a online personal trainer course, and then initially I thought, I don't really want to do this after all, because I like fitness, but I didn't want it to turn to a job because I thought I might just like it. You know, it's a weird thing that was in my head, but it kind of made sense at the time. And I thought, you know what, I'll stick with it. It's another string to my bow, and it is the perfect thing really for me. I just kind of reminded myself of why I started it, which is to have it as a kind of flexible source of income. Flexible source of income. And I got my qualification, and I've been training people. When I was a red coder, I was helping some people in the Skyline gang, for example, with their fitness. And anyone who had any fitness advice would come up to me and ask me for help.
Of course,
I'd be happy to help them. And since moving on to do other things, I've worked in gyms, I've coached people, and it's still something I am interested in, but I'm more actively pushing onto the magic.
I think that's the thing as well, but I think it's, what I think about that as well, it's nice for people to hear that it's okay to have a backup.
Oh, totally.
And not a backup in the sense of your acting's going to go and, just go and do this for the rest of your life, but have that backup of going, when the jobs aren't flowing in, you still enjoy what you're doing. Exactly. And I always say, go and get a backup. It doesn't matter. It's not even just because of what can happen in the future. It's having a backup to know that this is there in the background to help me go through, instead of just going to a job that you're not happy doing and things like that.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you what, but this guy's a machine. This guy's a machine. Like we used to do rehearsals like 9 to 6 or 9 to 5, whatever they were. And at the end of the day, I'd be like, oh God, I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm going to go and get some food and go home and rest up. And Mark would be like, I'm going to go to the gym. I was like, what? You're going to go to the gym? I'm exhausted, Mark.
Secret plot twist, those workouts were fueled completely by willpower and pre-workout. Like copious amounts. I was like, I'm so tired. I could go to bed like that and just conk out.
I'd be like, nah, mate.
I thought, nah, I've got this discipline. I want to make this happen. So no matter what, I'm going to go. I'm just going to do my best. And sometimes those workouts were some of the best I've had. Sometimes I'm just glad that I went. So I didn't necessarily make a huge amount of progress. Like I didn't lift any more weights or anything. Perhaps I stayed the same as my previous one. But the fact is that I still went. That satisfaction that,
therapeutic as well, isn't it? I mean, I don't do gym, but from when I spoke to people, it's a therapeutic thing. It's like it gets out and gets your zone, and you. And I think it's quite nice as well when you're doing so much script learning and acting stuff, and it gets really cloggy up there at times.
It does.
It's nice to just let it go and just.
It gets you out of your head and out of your head and into your body in a way. I know that sounds really weird to say, but that is kind of true. Yeah. And that's why I used to train in the evenings. So I used to go after rehearsal, because I know there's quite a few people that prefer going to the gym
in the morning.
In the mornings, so they've just got it done, and then they can do their work day, and then they can go home and they can chill out, which makes sense. But for me, it was the opposite way around. I'd rather go through a day of work and then go to the gym and just have that cathartic release. And then go home and just eat my body weight in food, drink some protein, and then just.
It's amazing. But I was talking about your mentality, and you are a hard worker. Well, no, it's true, because like as I said, like in gaps when we'd have rehearsals, you'd always be doing a magic trick or learning something or picking something new. And I never saw Mark. I'm sure you do have downtime where you just go, I'm just going to chill and watch a bit of Transformers on the telly, but we all do. But when you're there, you were just so on it with your learning and moving forwards. Is that something that you just, is it as simple, or is it a hobby and I just enjoy doing this and this is my downtime, or is it that I want to get better and that mentality to go, or is it a bit of both maybe?
It is sincerely a bit of both. So I practice magic a lot. So when we are doing our rehearsals or gaps between rehearsals, breaks, I'll be messing around with a deck of cards because there's an idea that's in my head that I've just latched onto that morning, and I'm just running with it and want to just keep working on it. So for me, practicing is still my downtime. So even to this day, when I finish work, I'll get back to where I'm staying after going to the gym, of course, and then I'll set the mat down on the table and I'll have a deck of cards there. I have too many decks of cards, mate.
Yeah, I know.
I have too many.
You must go through, as magicians, cards, you must go through thousands and thousands of cards.
Tons of them, yeah. And the worst part is it's hard to throw them away because...
That's sentimental, isn't it?
Not exactly sentimental, but if it's like a deck that we got from W.H. Smith or something, what we'll do is we'll take it, we'll practice with it, and then we'll wear it down until it's like clumpy and the borders aren't white anymore, it's like grey from overuse, and then we still won't throw it away because we'll think to myself, at least I do, which is, nah, I could probably turn that into something. Like I could probably use these cards like practice tricks where a card gets signed or something, and then sometimes you do that, but not frequently enough to warrant keeping hold of it.
What's your favourite card?
Two of Hearts.
Two of Hearts?
Two of Hearts.
Why? Everyone's got, I know it's a silly question, everyone's got a favourite card, surely.
Yeah, Two of Hearts. So for me, it's got several different attachments to it. Two of Hearts represents two passions of mine, which are acting and magic, which makes sense. And then if I were in a relationship with someone, it would be me and them. Two Hearts.
Oh, Mark, you said more emotional. What about that pack of cards?
Yeah. What was all this sappy nonsense? Gross!
We're just talking about cards and all of a sudden it's getting all emotional.
Sad. And then another reason is because one of the main inspirations for me to get into acting was watching David Tennant as the Doctor.
Two Hearts, Doctor Who.
Two Hearts. So that would remind me of an incentive to keep going and push myself as an actor.
Good man, love that. I love that for you. How did you? I know you spoke about when you finished drama school. It was a bit like the magic came into there.
Yeah.
But there must have been a moment where it was like, actually, this could turn into something really serious here. And
totally.
because to get to the level, you are brilliant, and to get to the level that you can do, I mean, there must have been a moment where it was like, let's give this a go. What was that?
I picked up a little bit of an interest in magic when I was in drama school, but then it was just something to put on my CV. I didn't really care for it too much. I just needed like 2 or 3 really basic tricks, which I thought they were decent at the time, but in hindsight, as an experienced magician now, they were awful. I hate them. I hate them. And I used to perform them and I cringe. And then I just kind of kept on the back burner, didn't really think too much about it for a good 3 years. Didn't learn any new stuff.
Yeah.
And then once I graduated, I remember waking up one morning on my bedside table, there was a deck of cards I just used to practice. And I remember picking up and going, I wonder what more I could do with this.
Yeah.
And then I started working, funny enough, at Butlins on the Fun Fair.
Oh, okay.
And a guy that I worked with, turns out he was also a magician, had been doing it for about a decade
longer
than me.
No way.
So he was kind of my first mentor, and he showed me places to look for new tricks, and he told me a few sleight hand moves, etc. And that really set me on the path. And then I actually shared my first ever gig with him as well. He got a gig. I was like, you can tag along as like a additional magician. to see how gigs work. And that was kind of around the time when seeing this guy do his thing and giving me an opportunity to do it, I thought, actually, this is something that you can really do.
Yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely.
And then since then, it's been, I'm a little bit of an overthinker, so I will spend so much time trying to build myself up skill-wise before I go out and start pitching myself to businesses, etc. So it's only within the past few years that I've really been pushing for that, and I've managed to get residencies at nightclubs.
Yeah, done well.
Yeah, I was juggling that. I've performed at Berlin, Centre Parks, a few other places now.
Is it scary? Because I always sit there and sometimes magician, because it's all illusions as well. But it can go so wrong, can't it?
Okay.
Is it scary, like, doing it, even though you know how confident you are in the tricks? Is it sometimes scary going up there and being like, this could go wrong?
Yes.
Or are you that confident you're going to get it right?
My brain just focuses on that. This could go wrong. This could go horribly wrong. So please don't go wrong. Because like that comes from me just caring so much about magic now, and I want my audiences to experience it properly. So that's why I really care about making sure that everything is perfect. I think it is scary, but once you get that first trick done, the first couple of tricks done, for me, that means I can relax a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so these tricks which I've done so far have gone fine. The audiences have liked it. Then maybe they'll like me too. Then I can just go on. Then I feel confident enough to go on to the next thing.
Yeah, of course.
The next thing, then move on to the next table and repeat that. But I think it's scarier doing magic, and I've done magic on stage as well during like Reds nights and things that Butlins has. It's scarier doing magic at someone's table than it is doing magic on stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it more?
I think when I
close
did,
up?
I feel because even though when I did my Red set, it used to be me with one other person sitting opposite me on a table. That's a close-up setting, but still for me, it felt like the rest of the room wasn't really there. So it was just me and one other person. But if I'm doing close-up on tables, then it's a table of maybe 10 people sat there, and then there's also the people around them who I'm not necessarily performing directly to, but they're aware of what's going on. And so it kind of becomes bigger, and I can see them. I can literally see them.
Yeah.
While if you're performing on stage, because of all the lights and everything, you don't see them as clearly.
Right.
So I found performing on stage to be less terrifying than than doing it close up, and also literal distance.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and also at the same time, it must be amazing.
Oh, totally.
Performing magic, because it's that thing is like everyone sits there and goes, "How do they do that?" And I want to learn how to do that. And you're the one person in the room that knows how to do that, and you've just fooled everyone in the room. That must be incredible. That must be amazing.
Yeah, it is a great feeling. That sense of relief when you finish a routine and everyone's like, then you're like, this is why. This is why. And not from an ego point of view, where it's like, look how great I am. I'm just glad that I've given someone a very magical, impossible moment.
A jaw-dropping moment.
A jaw-dropping moment for them to experience. And that's what makes magic rewarding for me.
Where do you see yourself going now a bit? Do you see yourself going a bit into acting, a bit into magic, or do you see yourself going in one direction?
Oh, still both. I still love both acting and magic just as much as each other, and it'd be pretty much impossible for me to pick a favourite out of the two, since both are intertwined in a way, because when you're doing magic, there is a degree of character and acting in that. In fact, there was a magician named, I think it was magician. Might have been Robert Houdin, a French magician from a long time ago. He said that a magician is an actor playing the role of a magician.
Right.
So that quote
that's
is
clever.
really
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Actually.
So you should be a performer first and have your magic add to that, not the other way around. So I would look for opportunities as both an actor and a magician. And if there are opportunities where both kind of overlap, then great. If not, I'm just doing a Shakespeare play. For example, I love Shakespeare. I love
Shakespeare. Yeah, I love Shakespeare.
Yeah, initially I hated Shakespeare.
It was funny you say David Tennant. David Tennant Hamlet.
David Tennant Hamlet, yeah, same for me.
Fell in love.
Yeah.
Fell in love.
That opened my mind to how good Shakespeare actually is. Because I'm sure that maybe you guys will relate to it as well, maybe you, David, when we learn Shakespeare at school, it was taught to us the wrong way.
Yes, I agree.
It was boring.
It was old-fashioned, but what David Tennant does is like he just makes it so real. Like he's like a normal bloke, but just in the tongue of Shakespeare.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, modern Shakespeare is great as well. Just take the same language, same characters, but just shift into modern.
I want to go and see that. What is it, like Shitface Shakespeare? I want to go and see that on there.
Oh yeah,
I think that is great. But speaking about magic,
yes,
I think we should give people what they want. I think we are now going to watch Mark.
Is it time?
Try and fool me in a magic trick.
Okay, it's time.
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, it's magic time. Ready, David?
I'm ready, mate.
Here we go. So this pack of cards is unusual, which magicians won't ever really tell you, but this is unusual. There are no jacks, no kings, no queens, no aces that you would find in a normal deck. This is instead letters of the alphabet.
Right, I'm ready.
So the first one, I know you've got your hands on the camera, but with one of your hands, do you like take a clump of cards from maybe the middle of the deck?
Let's do it.
Sure, do you want to take a few more? Or
yeah, I'll take a few more.
Yeah, you're welcome to. It's all your choice.
I'll take a few more.
Yeah, please.
That works for me. Go on. I love them.
Doesn't matter. Are you sure you're happy with that?
I'm happy with these.
Okay, free choice. Really free choice. I'll give you another mix up, another little cut. So now you've taken some from the middle. Try to take some from the bottom of the deck. Okay. Doing an elimination process. We're just eliminating cards groups at a time. You can take more, you can take a few less.
I'll take those. I'll take these.
Sure?
Yeah, all good with them? I'm happy with that.
Happy. All right.
Look at him psyching me out.
No, just want to stress this is entirely your free choice of cards.
Of course.
So you've taken cards from the top, from the middle, and from the bottom. Now you're welcome to take some cards from the top.
Of course I will.
Please.
Let's take this one.
Just one?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
All right, so let's eliminate a few more. So take a few more from the middle. Perfect. Oh, that's quite a clump.
I'll take a clump. Why not?
So yeah, why not? Why not? So, and take a few more from the top. Perfect. Free choice. Do you want to take any more?
Two. I'll have those two as you've given them over to me.
You don't have to. You can put some back. If
those two will be fun.
Okay. So we've got two piles of cards-ish here. David, this is your final choice.
Okay.
I'd like you, with one hand, to point to any one of those piles.
Oh, this is where you always double change your mind. I'm going to go for this.
You can change your mind.
I'm going to go for this.
You're sure?
Yes. I'm going for this.
Okay. So before these cards join yours, do those letters mean anything to you? You've got HYRZYHG. I'll just see if I can show the camera. Do those mean anything to you?
No. Just random letters.
Okay. So let's have a look at this pile. This is the result of a random decision that you made.
No way.
Cards being taken, cards being shuffled. Just these ones that remain.
No way.
David.
No way. No way. No way. What? No way. What? I can't believe that.
There you go. You spelt your own name.
No way. Mark. Wow.
I mean, what? How do you do that?
You did it.
No, he wasn't. No, I'm not having any of that. I didn't do that.
You made all the choices. I just didn't do anything.
That is unbelievable.
And that's why I get into magic.
No way.
That moment of just going, no.
That was. Do you know what? I think that's one thing. I bet as a magician, I bet you love that when people go, no, no, no.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I am.
Oh yeah, this is happening.
Mark,
This
that's
is happening.
incredible. That's
Thank you.
unbelievable.
Thank you, mate.
Oh my word! I don't actually know how to finish this podcast. There's no idea how to do it. That is wow.
Thank you.
We're going to put an extra clip on the end of this video of Mark doing some magic. He's going to do his little act as well. But I wanted to do one with you literally because that's real. That is real. That was on the spot. That is amazing.
Yeah. Guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well.
That was incredible. What an end. This is me just talking for a what? No! What? It's incredible. Mark, you've got to continue this as a career. It's amazing for you.
I really want to.
It's amazing. You will be absolutely brilliant at that. What's the future for you? That's the first question I can think of. I'm so mind blown.
Yeah.
What's the future for you right now then? What's in the pipeline?
So, a couple of things in the pipeline. I you know the story about this already, but I did an audition for a company called IJP earlier this year, and they do a lot of magic and dancey stuff in Spain, Salou, Spain. And I auditioned for them, and I got offered an opportunity to go and perform in their big magic house, which is called the House of Illusion, big magic theatre. Unfortunately, they let me know quite late, so I'd already signed a contract for somewhere else and another thing I'm doing at the moment. And I had to say, sorry, I kind of tied into this thing now until the end of this year. Is there any chance I can defer my start date till maybe next year? And he went, yeah, it's fine, let us know at the end of the year, we'll take it from there. So that's something that I could be doing. So I could be going to Spain to do that type of magic.
Book your tickets now.
Yeah, come up to Spain. House of Illusion, see you there. So I could be doing that next year for 4 to 6 months, hopefully 6 months, because the longer the better, you know, because that's such a... Getting to do concert magic all the time in Spain,
that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
And I've also recently completed another audition for Virgin Cruises.
Amazing.
To do something similar with, they have more like a character thing. There's a character called the Charmer. I auditioned for that, and I'm on the shortlist for that. So hopefully get a phone call for that, and I can do the same thing on a boat.
That'd be amazing. You'll have the best time, man. You are. I mean, just that. I mean, that's not even half of what I know this guy can do. That's not even half of what I know this guy can do. So you're gonna go so far, mate, and I believe in you. And just remember me when you're famous, yeah. Hey, no, if you need someone to compare, I'll come and do it. But,
absolutely. I mean, I've got to try and catch up with you. This guy is insane. Like, he's incredible. Like, one of the best hosts, MCs out there. Really talented singer as well. And it's been great to work with you as Red, and like, hopefully we can work on telling things in the future as well.
Exactly, I believe in that, mate. Mark, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure's mine.
Check this, follow this guy. Remember their name. Remember the name. Magic Mark. You heard it here first. Thank you very much for tuning in for DS Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe down below. 1 click for you means a whole lot for me. We've got some amazing guests coming on. A tough act to follow, mate. This is Mark. Thank you very much. And I'll see you soon for the next episode of DS Podcast.
Take care, guys.
See you later.